Clay with Texas Know-How. Today we're going to add some memory to my MacBook Pro. And the reason we're going to do that is because when I'm post-processing all this video that I'm making here on my channel, it's taking some time. It's only got 4 gigs in it right now. So what we're going to do is we got these from Crucial online. You can get these from Crucial.com, and they're made by Micron, actually American made. This is an 8 gigabit DDR3 RAM, and so I got 2 of those, which is going to give us a total of 16 gigabytes, which should really speed this PC up. So let's get started. We're going to use I just got this little set of precision Phillips screwdrivers, I think at Radio Shack. This is a 1.6 millimeter. That one seems to fit these Phillips really well. So first thing we're going to do is remove the back of this. Obviously the computer is turned off and shut down. You want to make sure it's not just asleep, but it's really turned off, because we're going to pull the DRAM out. We don't want any kind of loss of memory or anything. We want everything written to the hard drive. The next thing you'll see I'm doing is, as I take these screws out, I'm laying them on the table in front of me in the order they came out, so it matches the pattern of this back, just in case any of them are different sizes. I've never, just so y'all know, I've never taken this apart. And see, this one on this corner right here was a whole lot shorter than the other 3 that I just took out across the front. So we'll come down the sides, and you don't want to strip these, so you want to make sure your screwdriver is really gripping well when you're taking these out. And then you get your fingernail under it because they're really short. So there's that one coming down the side. It does look like they have a little bit of blue Loctite on them from the factory. So I may get my Loctite and just dab them just ever so little when I put them back in, because you don't want these to come loose, and this is on the bottom. You probably never know it and you just lose them. So let's get these out. If this ever gets where it's too hard, you can actually get some pliers to grab it. It's got a good bite on that Phillips, but man, it's holding on. Okay, I went and got some needle nose just to get a grip on this, and we'll see if I can break these loose. Don't want it to strip. It's turning. So that's one way you can kind of break those loose. I got it without the screwdriver, without the pliers. Okay, let's open this up. Just get my fingernail in that groove. And it should just come up. There we go. Okay, and we'll set that aside. That's what that looks like. Here's the 2 fans. And right here is where we're going to get to the memory. Here's your hard drive, so if you have to replace a hard drive, and all this right here is your battery. This is just a big DVD/CD drive. Look how much room it takes. That's why the MacBook Air doesn't have one of these. You just use your Wi-Fi network to get to one on another computer, or you can hook it on with a little wire. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a sponger tool, which is just a little tool like this. And I'm going to lift up this memory by pulling these little things to the side, these little levers like that, to let them go. And see how they come up? And then we'll pull them out. There's the first one right there. So I'm going to set those aside. I'm going to go to the next one, which is also held by the little tabs. So I'm coming underneath, bring it up just like that. You see it pop up, and you can bring it out. These little plastic tools kind of help you get your hands on these things. So it's going into a bottom slot here in front of me, right down there. Yeah, I got that one out. So there's those 2. And we're going to grab one of these. And you can tell the slot's offset, so that will help you line up. I'm going to go ahead, see that? You got 8 on one side and 8 on the other, so those are also 500 megabits, giving you a total of 8 gigabits. way down. Get the next one. Pretty easy upgrade. Now, a lot of people will be saying, hey, you need to be grounded when you do this. I'm touching my hand down before I make contact with, on this hard drive over here, before I make contact with those little memory connectors. I'm pushing that way and snapping down. That's it. So now those memory are in. I'll take my sponger tool and just make sure that they feel like they're seated. They are. Let's make sure if I pull up, they feel connected with those little side things. See these little guys? Are holding on to them. See that? We're going to go back with our cover. This. Now the vent was what was kind of holding me over here on this side. So I'm going to put it in first in the back, then I'm going to lay it down. I'm just going to make sure nothing feels like it's binding back here. I'll make sure it looks flush, and then I'm going to go back with my screws. Here was one of the long ones. Right back in there. Have to go in slightly at an angle not to cross thread. You want to just barely angle them because they meet this little curved surface right here. The first one I put in the corner, I started in and it felt a little hard, and I thought it was maybe that Loctite that's still on the screw. But when I jiggled it around, I could see I had to go at an angle to get a nice smooth thread without cross threading. Just want to let you know about that. Alright, everything's in. I did not go back with Loctite because the Loctite checked out the nuts, these screws, and that blue Loctite is still kind of mucky, so I think it's going to get in there and still grip. I'll periodically just take a look at these and see if they are coming loose, but I don't think they are. And let's fire up. Hopefully this thing has a lot of fun with 16 gigs of RAM. We'll see, hopefully. If it doesn't boot up, you guys are going to see it right here on camera. I always forget how long it takes to come up from a complete power down versus these Macs, you just sleep them all the time. I don't think I reboot them but twice a year maybe. I mean, I just shut the lid and it sleeps, and it saves so much energy that I never go through a complete reboot on them. And it's so much different than the Windows PCs I've always had to reboot them, you know, once a session pretty much, just to get them clean. Different software. Mac controls their software so well that you don't have to very rarely reboot the machine. It runs so good. Alright, it's coming up. Here we go. Finally. It did take a little while. Had me scared for a minute. Let's get the software in there. Coming up. Alright, come over here and take a look at this. If you look right here, you can see the processor is my 2.2 gigahertz Intel Core i7, and the memory right there, 16 gigabyte. So that's awesome. That used to be showing 4 right there. So we are to see a real increase in processing time when we were processing video and things like that. Anyway, there's a quick upgrade for you guys. Just thought I'd let you know. Until next time, this is Clay, Texas Know How. We'll see y'all.